In this video I'm going to create an estimate for a booklet. I'm in the Estimates tab already and I've got a list of my current estimates showing. I'm going to hover over the Estimates tab and select Add New. I'm going to start by typing in the beginning of my customer name. I've typed the word Care Homes appears. I click on that link and their name and all their details, their addresses, all populate into the estimate for me. The estimate type is going to be an offset, sheet-fed offset estimate. I can do single item, pads, NCRs or booklets. I'm going to use the booklet. And I'm going to call my estimate 16 pp booklet. And I'm going to click next. On the second screen I can put in the 4 quantities that I want to quote. We don't have to quote for 4 quantities, that's just the maximum. And because it's a booklet, I can put in a section name. I'm going to call that cover. In fact, I'm going to call it booklet cover. And I can choose the press I want to use. I'm going to use the Speedmaster. And the Speedmaster is defaulting to a 180 GSM gloss paper, but in this instance I want something a bit heavier. So I'm just going to choose something from my paper list. All these paper items are in our inventory section. So all the pricing of that is going to be added into the estimate. The system's put in some spoilage, running spoilage and setup spoilage. I want to print this single-sided. It's calculating the number of plates I want, etc. And I'm going to do this saddle stitched. And there'll be 4 pages in the section. And the finished size is going to be A5. And then I'm going to go new section. And I'm going to call this inner text. Doing it on the Speedmaster again. I'm going to use a lighter stock though this time. I'll use this 150, that's fine. We're doing this double-sided. And in this case this is going to be 16 pages, A5. And that's the process I follow. I'm going to click Finish. The system's now going to calculate the cost and take us to a summary screen. We've got 4 columns, 1 column for each quantity, and we've got our 2 sections, section 1, section 2, and then the cost of all sections added together. And we can see the cost of the paper, the ink, the press, the guillotining, the plates, make ready and the wash-ups. These are all being added together to give us a cost price for doing the job. That's what it's actually going to cost us. I've got some markup built into this. The markup in this case will be in the paper. So we've then got a cost price including markup. We've then got a profit margin that's being added, and that's based on a profit margin that I've set for this customer in their CRM settings. You don't have to do that, you can just add the margin yourself. The system's then adding the tax. That's giving us a selling price, and the system's calculating our gross profit as a dollar amount and as a percentage for each of the 4 quantities. So before we send this to the customer, we can see if the gross profit we're going to make is acceptable. If I click on section 1, I can see the costs for section 1, I can see the cost for section 2. But in this instance, I also need to add some other costs as well. I need to add some artwork costs and some booklet making costs. So I'm going to go into the category called Studio, and I'm going to click on this artwork hourly charge cost. And the system's asking me how many hours for artwork. And I'm just going to say 1, which is the same for all 4 quantities, and I'm going to click OK. My artwork is set up on a formula of $50 an hour plus a 100% markup. So 1 hour is coming to $100. I'm then going to go to the bindery section, and I'm going to select booklet making. And this has run a formula based on the number of pages in the booklet and the number of booklets, and I'm going to go save to that. So those 2 costs are going to be added in to the cost of our booklet. Here's the hourly charge for the artwork, here's the booklet making charge. I can now review my gross profit amounts, and if I'm happy with that I can progress. On the right hand side, the system's been building some descriptions for us based on the selections we've been making. I'm actually just going to simplify some of these. I'm going to actually delete that one, and from the phrase book I'm going to select a simpler phrase. I'm going to select CMYK throughout. That's fine, and I'm going to click update. So let's see how this is going to look for the customer. I'm going to go to print email, and I'm going to generate a PDF template which we can email straight from the system to our customer. The template's built for us. Obviously, in a real system this would have the print company's branding on it, not our branding. It's going to Jenny Jones. We've got a greeting here, Dear Jenny. We've got the details of the quote, and then we've got our 4 quantities, the price ex tax, the tax amount, and the tax inclusive amount. And these templates can be completely tailored to suit the individual print company. This is just an example layout. I'm then going to go email, and I can email this straight off to Jenny from the system. It's put her email address in here, it's populated the subject field, it's attached that PDF we just looked at, and it's built the text of the email. All I have to do is click send. So that's now been sent to Jenny straight from the system, and we can save this estimate, and it's going into our estimates list. Here it is sitting at the top of the list. When she comes back to us, giving us the go-ahead, we can open that estimate and we can go progress to job. If she's given us an order number, we can type that in. We can put in the approval date and the delivery date as best as we know it. And if we want, we can raise a delivery note and we can raise purchase orders. I don't need to raise purchase orders in this case, so I'm just going to raise a delivery note. We can then select the quantity she gave us the go-ahead on, and the system's going to archive that estimate for us, and it's going to create a job from that, and from the job we can then manage the production process, we can create a job ticket for the production team, and so we can progress from there. But that's all for this video. So that's how we create an offset estimate, and in that case that was a booklet.